Anastasios Baltadakis, Tassos, Research and Development Officer for Mediterranean Fisher Farm called LAMAR, and Blutopia Marine Park. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
How have technological advancements contributed to the development of these innovative projects?
Thanks for the question. Look, the problem and the good thing with technology is, like, to be honest with you, technology is available to everybody. There is plenty of technology yet in order to do some basic things that we need to do. Mm-hmm. Like, for instance, from a touristic background, because as you introduced me, we do guided tours, marine biology tours next to fish farms. Effectively, for a diving center, in terms of technology, what we want to use is we want good booking systems. We want our booking systems to be like connected with all the other booking systems that we have in order to have a common booking system. Mm-hmm. So we can see how many people we have today, when are they coming, from where are they coming. So you need connectivity. That technology is offering that. However, you need to be smart enough in order to explore these options and make your job much easier and much more efficient, because that's the end goal, to bring the customer to have a nice experience, shoot nice photos. So technology also plays a nice role, because we have GoPros, Insta360 cameras, not better than your cameras, but one day we will have the same. So technology is assisting us from that manner. Now, to be honest with you, there is a lot of talk about virtual reality tours, etc., especially for children. And that's what we try to incorporate. We try to incorporate technology in order not just to bring people to the fish farm, which, to be honest with you, you cannot replicate it with anything. Yeah, it's different for the naked eye to see a dolphin jumping in crystal clear waters or swimming with a dolphin, rather than seeing it from a virtual reality pod in your school. But the good thing with virtual reality is what it is going to offer is going to make our fish farm and the life around the fish farm much more accessible to every people. And then people, especially kids, might be able to decide whether they want to come, whether they want to join. Yeah. What we notice is that virtual reality is very important for us, because generally in the blue economy, what we lack talent. Mm-hmm. So we need to bring people over that they are talented from universities, they have experience on how to process data, on what to do with the data, and talent at the moment is missing. So technology will offer us the solution in order to manage and bring these people over more easy.
Yeah.
That's
to bring them closer so they can get an idea, and then...
Yes, they can choose, because back in the days, let's be honest, we were going at school and they used to tell us, okay, that's the profession you can do, doctor, engineer, etc., etc. Whereas now if you tell to someone that I want to work in an aquaculture, what working in a fish farm entails, or what working in a diving center entails, and what is it all about, is different just saying something rather than showing something. So because we cannot bring everybody, otherwise I would wish to bring everybody over, but we cannot do that. Therefore, technology can assist us for us to have a bigger, let's say, group of people watching us. So,
well, my second question would be about these success stories you are telling about. Could you share with our audience some insights about the experience of people? How do they, live that?
Yes, it's very, because to be honest with you, I don't come from a touristic background. My background is I'm a marine biologist. Primarily, I was working in academia. I have a PhD on sustainable aquaculture, so I was coming from an academic background. And I never wanted to work in tourism. I hated tourism. I was like, my parents have a touristic business, and that's the reason I left the country, pretty much, to study abroad and do my own dream. The thing with marine biologists, I can talk with for my own people, let's say, is that we are dreamers. We started all to become marine biologists because of Jacques Cousteau. We didn't become like a finance guy to wear a suit and gain money.
Yeah, you went to
yes, to pure capitalism, which also it's okay. But it's really nice to see when people come over. Let's say if you see a kid seeing a wild dolphin for the first time, they almost cry out of happiness. It's like crazy. The reactions of the kids and their parents also. Their parents
seeing their kids,
but also themselves. A lot of parents, I saw them crying because, I've never seen a wild dolphin, and now I see.
Honestly, I never seen, so it must be
you can visit, yes. It's especially sometimes when of course, you're more than welcome, all of you guys, to visit us in summer, in Rhodes, the island of Rhodes. Also, a very important thing that we notice is that we, the Greeks and the Southerners, we know how to swim, but we don't take that. We take that for granted, and it's very important to see when we teach the children how to snorkel, how to use a snorkel, a mask, and how to gain more time and watch things underwater. For me, it's very important because if you teach a kid how to snorkel, effectively you open You give the keys and you open the door to a new world.
Totally.
Especially for a kid who is a dreamer and, you know, we've been kids, we're imagining things, creating scenarios. Imagine what nature can do to you while you're young and you're developing. That's why I became a marine biologist, because I was
you are an example of.
I was snorkeling for hours and hours, and I was looking at things, and I was like, why is this thing like that? Why is this population of fish here and not there? What is this seagrass is doing? So I started questioning things. And these are the...
Well, it's amazing, but then why do you decide to come back to your parents, sector tourism?
Because I was working in academia, but then I didn't want to continue working in the universities. I felt it was, how can I say that? Stressing me out. I couldn't show my full potential. And then I joined and I applied to my boss. I heard that there is a fish farm in Greece that's very innovative. So I found him during COVID when I finished my PhD. I didn't know what to do with my life. And I sent him a text on LinkedIn and I said, I want to work for you. And he called me, he's like, come over to Rhodos. So I've heard that there is a fish farm in Rhodos that's very innovative. And we do other activities, not just tourism. So I wanted to work in the industry in order to get good experience of what is actually growing a fish, selling the fish, how you grow the fish, how do you do legislation,
and
reality, and something else. And then he gave me the keys effectively. He trusted me in order to grow all the different activities that we do, because we don't just do tourism. We invest a lot heavily on teaching youngsters and bringing over students to do their internship. Because we are a small-scale fish farm, we have the time.
Should be an amazing experience.
It's nice. It's very nice, because you know what? And most of the people, and I reckon you as well, you think a fish farm is a dirty place, no? Aquacultura.
Yeah. Well, not clean.
not the best. It's an industry. It's like the same way you grow chicken, the same way you grow beef.
But it's not. It's completely...
It's different, but like, that's the problem with the European Union. We don't have grandfathers and fathers of doing aquaculture. We don't have stories. It's a relatively new industry. It's like 30 years old. So it's not in our culture. Let's say people ask, okay, you have all these fish together and you use pharmaceuticals. And we argue, which type of industrialized production doesn't require pharmaceuticals? If you want to eat salmon in Greece, or if you want to eat salmon here in Almeria with avocado, it's not going to come from a small type producer who is growing 10 salmon a year. It's normal. If you want to eat sea bream or sea bass or jamon in London,
of course,
it will not come from a small shop. However...
So you need this.
Yeah, you need this. And we need, and what we say, and I like to express to the people in general, is like, we need to be very grateful because, okay, there are many bad things about the European Union. However, it's the safest place in terms of food security, in terms of the things that we eat, how clean they are, and how well managed and, let's say, checked they are.
The safe you are.
Yes, for instance, like now a big example is the Brexit. When Brexit came over, then the British, let's say, legislator said, we're going to import food from America. America is using GMO. They have chicken that grows 10 kilos in 3 days. Well,
no, it's not the...
You know what I mean, right? So it's like, that's where you start valuing what European Union is doing for its own people. And that's why we need to excel this message about aquaculture, because one data we give is that 60% of the fish we eat in the European Union is imported.
Didn't know that.
You didn't know that, see?
No.
So you prefer aquaculture not to grow, but you're still going to import fish from China, Bangladesh, or you still check them. You still check them because we imply quotas for someone to send something over to the European Union, but still it's not the same.
Of course.
So yes.
Nice. I mean, really interesting.
It's a lot of things. Sorry if
really interesting. Well, to finalize about the Congress itself, what takeaways do you get from the Congress, the experience?
Yes, first it's really nice because when we come here, we feel that the things that we do in the ground and on the field are not in vain, you know, that they are appreciated by people who have the background to acknowledge the things that we do, especially legislators or scientists. I really want to shout out to Mrs. Marta Pascual because she invited me. I sent her again. LinkedIn is my favorite place. I send emails to everybody, messages. And I sent her a message and I was like, I would like to communicate you what we do as a best practice that would really fit in with the things that you promote. And she invited me over. And this is what is missing from the European Union in general. We need to listen to people that are working on the ground and on the field every single day, because these are the ones who know the best what are the problems. And on the other hand, the people working on the ground, they need to be at least literate enough to understand what the European Union wants. The problem is that the legislators in the European Union, they have all the, the plans that we make, marine protected areas, etc. But people working on the ground is two different worlds that they don't communicate. They don't communicate, and that's a big problem. It's like parallel universe. Yes, so that's why these places are very important because effectively they bring
together.
They bring these two worlds together.
These two parties.
Yes.
Nice. So well.
And Almeria is nice, good temperature, very nice.
Almeria is amazing, of course. So hopefully the Congress will be for many, many more editions. Hopefully you come for those more editions. Tassos, thank you very much for your time.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Hope you have a nice time here in Almeria.
Yes, I will. You are all more than welcome to visit us at Blue Tope Marine Park in Rhodos. The island of Rhodos this summer. I'll wait for you.
Okay, I will plan that for my next holidays. Thank you very much, Tassos.
Thank you. Cheers.